vaccine, taking polio vaccine. Bye. Zion, Sinjari. Good morning to you, Zion.
The polio vaccine, the measles and the rest, we saw the effect and we know where the problem came from. So taking those vaccines was never a problem to us.
Interesting.
And besides, most of our fathers are skeptical about it because we are not given the privilege to assess our local production and local content. Now, when it comes to this cervical issue, we became so skeptical.
Why?
Because the way it is being sent to us is suspicious.
How? They usually fly there by planes.
To us does not replicate our culture and traditions as Africans.
To take a vaccine?
Yes.
How does the cervical vaccine differ from how polio was brought to you? Polio vaccine,
Before
please.
now, as Africans, we know at the age when our daughters will start accessing or even have a boyfriend. We know. We know when our sons are matured enough. We know. But since they came with this their issue, our daughters, 13, 14, and so on. Let us be honest to ourselves. Was that the right way within us?
But what exactly is that? Because no, you're making a very vague statement about how they brought it to us. There was a problem, right? A certain disease has been found. Research was done.
Who brought the problem to us?
It was always there, Zion. It's like people falling sick.
The problem has never been there. This is the lie they always tell to us.
Interesting.
That is why they will never see. I want to ask you, sir.
Yes, please.
Mention one person from Niger Delta region, River State or Bayelsa, where you come from, that you know is a representative of this organization that is an SCNO, the local organizer, which is an intermediary between we and them that is bringing this to us.
Well,
whenever they take us like a lava, that is what we don't know. And we don't even understand because we are carried away with the money.
Okay, so wait. So Zion, let me get you clearly. So for polio and measles and smallpox vaccines and chickenpox vaccines, you were okay with them because you saw the effect. But for
not that we are okay. No, don't get me wrong.
But that's what you said.
Okay with it.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said you were okay. Though some people did not give, and you were right. Some people did not give their children the meningitis vaccine, the polio vaccine, and they got meningitis, and they suffered for it. Some even died. That's true. Now, these other ones, you are saying, oh, well, it's the way they brought it that it was manufactured. It's almost like they're using us for experiment. That who had this thing before they decided to bring the vaccine? That's what you are saying. That's why you're skeptical.
Jude, I'm an educated man. And one thing I stand for this generation is to tell them the truth, whether you accept it or not. Who is that African from Niger Delta region that is working with them?
But is that the reason why you do not believe the efficacy of the vaccine, Zion? Zion, you have to call us back. All right, we are going on a break shortly. Let's start to read some of the comments here. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416 0809-030-6416. Well, Jude, it's a bit of there and a bit of here. We do know that some of these drugs work and some of them have proven their efficacy, but we also believe that some of these things are just done so they'll make money. You don't really know what to trust, and that's the problem we have. There's a lot of information and people are confused. All right, so let's say there's an information overload, but the channels that these particular vaccines are coming through is from the government. I don't think the government will intentionally want to, harm its citizens. To what end? Do you know it costs more to treat than to prevent? Hello. Lopez returns after this break. intro, we're talking about vaccines and vaccination. Now, my question this morning is, why is there a skepticism, a skeptical approach, sometimes even paranoia, selective responses to some vaccinations? Now, like I said earlier on, if you didn't know or if you don't know what vaccines are, let me have the definition. I waited and said, okay, I'll do it now. Now, what is a vaccine? Basically, simply put, a vaccine is that drug, simple, safe, effective way of protecting people against harmful diseases. That's what vaccination is. All right, protecting people against harmful diseases before they come into contact with them. Now, I do remember a little bit of my basic biochemistry and also physiology to know that what it does is that it introduces, that's what vaccine introduces, a bit of that pathogen, that particular organism that you're trying to prevent, into your system, so your antibodies get familiarized to it. They know how to attack it. In some cases, some vaccines will help boost the immunity so that in case that thing comes, they fight it sometimes even before you get to feel any symptoms. That's why you talk about great health. Now, that being said, over the years, particularly since COVID-19 and all the conspiracy theories that emanated from COVID, came the rise in the skeptics, the rise in the naysayers, the rise in the doubters, and for very good reason. You cannot blame anybody, please, right? The idea for this conversation is to only understand why some people will or will not. And even before COVID in the US, it was also a big issue. In fact, some individuals had even faced, some court time talking about, legal action because they didn't want to have their children vaccinated. This was before COVID, all right? This was way before COVID. And the government says, look, your children are part of us. So if they're going to be here, in order to let the science that we have already proven its efficacy to be thorough, your child has to be vaccinated. It's not just in Africa that they vaccinate children, please. Let this be known. It's not just in Africa. Having said that, why? Do tell us, do you have a selective response or reception to some vaccinations? That's what I'm asking. Just want to understand it, if we can.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, numbers to call 017-923-0003, 0817923-0007. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. 92.3 Nigeria Info, good morning, please.
Jude, I saw a calling eyewitness, an accident just happened along boat road. It's a vehicle carrying some fish. What
road, please?
Ogoni Road.
Ogoni Road. What part of the Ogoni Road? Are you talking about Bodo?
Yeah, Bori.
Bori. Okay, please, can you send us a message on WhatsApp, please? And if you have pictures or videos, please. Thank you.
Off. I can't do a record now. My phone is off.
Okay, just send us a text, please.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Please, we're getting reports of an accident along the Bury Road. Please, could the relevant authorities, if there are policemen around that area, maybe emergency services, please, if possible, should respond. Precious is in Woji. Precious, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Thank you, and thank you for your patience, please.
Welcome. Okay, so the issue we're having about people being skeptical about taking vaccine is because they are not properly informed about the importance of this vaccine. No proper awareness is being created.
Okay.
For instance, take the case of the COVID vaccine. So many misinformations were passed out. Some said if you take the vaccine, it's the mark of CCCs. Some said
oh, really?
it causes death. and all that. So
hear that
it
one.
created fear in the minds of people. There's no way you expect them to go take this vaccine. In the case of this HPV vaccine, proper awareness has not been created. We have non-governmental organizations that are into creating awareness, but then the government is not ready to partner with them for this awareness to be created properly. You will see an NGO walk up to a government official and sell out these ideas to them that, okay, why don't we partner and create awareness to people, probably to markets, do kind of rural rugged and all that.
Yeah.
And you see them still nonchalant because they don't want to sponsor this awareness creating.
They don't want to. Precious. That's your view that the government officials don't want to. Really?
Yes, they don't want to partner with NGOs for these people to go out and create this awareness, the importance of these vaccines to the public. So it's only mainly people in the urban cities that know about these vaccines. They need to go to villages. And all these things require funds.
I see.
And governmental organizations, oftentimes they depend on
grants,
support
from
grants for them to carry out these things. So, and even we in the city, if you go to the public health, hospitals to take these vaccines, they will tell you they are selling it.
Yeah, but that's what the immunization officer. I'll get to play that excerpt from the interview. Stated clearly that vaccinations at public institutions, public healthcare centers, are free of charge, and you should report anybody who is trying to sell them to you.
Tell you during that COVID, I think in 2021, they also gave it out free in this health center. Right?
Okay.
So then, because I'm also a health worker, I heard about it. I left my office. I said, okay, let me go take this vaccine. That is important. HPV vaccine supposed to be, HPV vaccine was supposed to be free. Pap smear was supposed to be free too. Okay. I was charged 4,000 naira for me to carry out pap smear. Then after that, the woman in charge told me to stand. She took a picture with me. She asked me to write down my name in one register. I wrote down my name. She gave me a placard to hold that has to do with I took vaccine. I didn't even know. And I snapped with her, only for me to ask her, how do I take the vaccine? She said it's 45,000 naira for the 3 doses.
What?
Yes. 45,000 naira for the 3 doses. And I was like, the government said it's free. I have gone to other places and they told me it's free. The people that I called said it's free. How come you're saying? She said that they are not selling, that it's not real. That that the government told them to sell it. I looked at this man. So what is the whole drama that we carried out here? Snapping, you making me write down my name. So what they actually do is this. It's supposed to be free. They will make people write down their name. So that when they are giving out their reports, they will say these are the amount of persons that came to take the vaccines. Then they will take these vaccines and sell it to pharmacies.
Oh.
That's what they do.
Oh.
So I became a victim of that too. I was so angry, but just that I couldn't take up the case because there was no recording. I didn't know it was going to do. It was going to go that way. Hence, I would have, recorded the event so that I would have an evidence. So that was why I couldn't take up the case. There are so many persons who are ready to take this vaccine. That is the simple truth. If you go on Instagram, you hear ladies saying, where do I take pap smear? Where do I do pap smear? Where do I take the vaccine? And they keep telling you that a dose, somebody told me a dose in Abuja is 35,000. So imagine you taking 3 doses, 35,000.
That's 105,000.
How many persons can
afford that? Yes.
Nobody can. So, and that is why a whole lot of persons are nonchalant. If it is about them knowing about the vaccine, yes, they know. What is the price? It comes with a price tag. The government said it's free. But when you get to these health centers, they will tell you another price. Recently, I I went to give my child vaccine in one of the hospitals in Port Harcourt,
Okay.
a government hospital. I purposely asked the lady, do you have HPV vaccine? She said no, but that the last time she gave it out, it was at 25,000 naira per dose. So that's the problem.
Wow.
People can't afford it. Even when the government says it's free, it's still them that will sell it.
Okay, so right now the challenge now is how do we determine if it's the government that's lying or if it's the healthcare workers charged with the responsibility of giving out these vaccines that are lying? All right, so that's where the problem is.
The best thing to do is they need to set out committees that will go to these hospitals, station them there, so that they will monitor what these people are doing. Because you cannot just give instruction and turn your back.
Fair enough.
You have to be there to monitor what they are doing. Because when these complaints keep coming, no, 1,000 persons cannot be lying against just a particular sector.
You have a point there.
So they need to station people there. All these health centers, they should station officers that will be monitoring these people's activities.
Okay.
Then,
all right.
Another thing is creating awareness. Like I said, there are NGOs that are into creating awareness about cancer. I know a couple of them. They do events in Port Harcourt to create awareness, but then they don't get lots of sponsorship. So because of that, they usually do not create awareness as they are supposed to. Take, for instance, the case of polio now. You can see how, what is it called? I've forgotten this organization, like this social club, how they partner with government to create awareness about polio, And that's why people know much about polio. Then now they go house to house to, give children these vaccines. A whole lot of persons know about polio now. That's because they created it.
Dr. Joseph Orang clearly stated it for all to hear. All right, so you can have this as you take. That's the lady who said, "Look, I would like to do this, but there is a challenge." In her own case, it's the system that apparently is broken, that is not granting her access to what apparently has been provided for. Once again, let us read the news excerpt just in case you missed it, all right? That parents and guardians in the south and the southeast regions have been advised to ensure that their female children are vaccinated against cervical cancer. Now, Dr. Joseph Urang restated that all vaccines at the primary healthcare centers are free of charge. He also urged the public to help fight against the sale of vaccines at some primary healthcare centers in the state. Cue Dr. Urang.
We have said vaccines are free. We have made all the news reports. But the problem we have is the ones who are reporting are the ones who are defending. Somebody will call you and say, in social health facility, they are selling vaccines. You drive down there, call the person, Madam, come and here. You say, no, I don't want anybody to be sacked. So how do we stop the thing now? Because I asked them, everybody say, we don't collect money here. How do you discipline these persons when everybody knows everybody?
Walter is in Rukwaku. Walter, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yes, the last speaker said all. But what we are concerned now is whether this is free or not, and to checkmate if they are collecting money or not. That's the issue. Well, I will contribute by saying, because you have to get evidence.
True.
All these are allegations. You get evidence. The evidence is not by, creating task force or whatever to checkmate all this. No. It's you personally. If you go to a health center and then they ask you for money, you have a phone. You record what they are telling you. You record what they are telling you and then move it to the appropriate quarter. Tell the people, the government, that so I went to social place, so they collected money, that the vaccine is supposed to be free. Because even if you said task force will connect with them. Yeah. That's it. I'm just saying the truth. I'm not telling the truth.
All right, Walter. Thank you very much. That's Walter's concern. He says, okay, now he knows he would like to do it, but the question is, will he be able to get this vaccine for free? Now our focus now is the HPV vaccine for females, right? The report is for females, particularly females of childbearing age. So from their teens, they should please go get the HPV vaccine to prevent them from contracting cervical cancer in the future. I didn't say it. All right, let's listen once again to Margaret Soyemi, who is the UNICEF Social and Behavioral Change Officer.
Every year, 12,000 women contract cervical cancer, and a whole lot of that number actually die from it. So the best time to prevent it is now, and we can start with our young girls. Vaccinations have saved lives. Vaccinations are still saving lives. And the HPV vaccine is a life-saving measure. Get your daughters vaccinated.
All right, so you heard it. Get your daughters vaccinated. Let's wrap up by reading comments now. At Nigeria Info PH, why is the selective response to vaccination? Or Facebook at X at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us. Conversation always continues, and we have more conversations after the news in 10 minutes. News, the Sunday conference and hacks, brings and the bill of the now I would need well, you love song, something nice and good to help you usher your way right here on Nigeria Info. Tomorrow, comes now.